You know, when I post videos about child free by choice, I mostly say that I do see some Reddit threads about regretful parents coming out there to vent, to rant, to be like, I'm done, I'm tired, being a mom is exhausting, I wish I never went through this part. A lot of Reddit thread that I see, and you all, I saw one today I decided to share with you all. She's just venting and she doesn't need advice. So she just said, I just don't want to do this anymore. I feel so sad and unhappy. I can't live like this anymore. I can't, I don't want to be a mom anymore. I don't want to hurt anyone. I can't sleep when I want to or eat when I want to. I can't leave unless I log her around or find a babysitter. I'm so alone. I just got a job and I can't even enjoy it because I can't juggle, but I also can't stay at home mom because we wouldn't put anything in savings and I start getting depressed. I just can't help but feel like this isn't how I'm supposed to live. I can't help but feel like this was wrong path for me. I have given up my life and I can't enjoy it. I have ruined myself and I can't even figure out if I'm ruining life for her yet. I grew up Catholic. I am so worried I'm going to hell for feeling this way. I am so selfish while being selfless at the same time, and I don't understand it. This just isn't like how I thought motherhood would be. You all, last statement. This wasn't what I thought motherhood would be. Women have been sold like that motherhood is blissful, is enjoyable, but it's the opposite. And people don't know and people don't believe it until you're into it and you're experiencing it, especially those that don't want to be a mom. It is not all people that want to be child free by choice that eventually remain child free by choice. Some people, they know that they don't want children, they know that they cannot handle it, but they're just doing it for society's sake. I was in a gathering with some girls yesterday and they were just speaking randomly and saying, oh my god, I can't wait to have a daughter. And the other one was like, no, I want a daughter as my first child, then the second one to be a son. Another one was like, no, I want twins at once. I was just listening to the conversation, I wasn't talking. And one of them was like, I can't wait to have a daughter because I want a mini me. The idea of having children is just selfish to some people. So when you have a daughter that you want to have your mini me. I have some reaction on this post. People put their thoughts down in the comment section and I'll go ahead and read it for you all. So this person says, you're not going to hell. Remember she said in her post that she's a Catholic and she's thinking that she's going to go to hell. So this person said you're not going to hell. End of the day, you are a human who is dead tired, probably hungry, desperate need for less stress. Today's economy isn't made for one spouse to work, but working as a mother means we need daycare and the stress of getting kids to the daycare and picking them up. Tired after a long day and you still have to feed the kid and bathe the kid and get them ready for daycare. Not to mention the colds they pick up and pass to you. What are you feeling? What you're feeling is normal, Ask to you, you're a tired mom. Yes, I also feel like she's a tired mom. And again, I feel like she did not expect motherhood to be like this because probably she was, she wasn't seeing these other parts of motherhood. And even probably if she has friends or family around, they keep telling her it gets better, or they keep saying that, when you have your own, it's going to be different, stuff like that. So let us continue with the comments in this post. I feel like this. I have spent years feeling like this. There is a Netflix document about an octopus. When she has babies, she begins to die. That is how I feel. Some days are better and some are worse. There are a lot of women that feel this way. It helps me to connect with them. Personally, I have zero family support. I hope you have some. After 6, it's a bit better. One of my mom's friends says the only goal is to keep the relationship open so they know they can reach out and will want to talk on the phone. Crying, journaling, and hitting blankets help. There are also books you can Google, Regretting Motherhood. I think 25% of moms way feels that way, and 50% of dads generation isn't going to have kids. It's too much. You have to give up your life for them. I keep reminding myself that I will be free in 10 years. So if you're interested in the book, I think it's Regretting Motherhood, a study by Ona Donat. It's pink and makes me angry and sad to read. There are also some UK blogs, 5 a.m. brain farts. Would folks want to write their stories? Maybe we can make a book, free resources, where we write our stories so people like us can read them 24/7, all anonymously. There are many nights where that would have helped me. I have cried so much without ruining my life. I love my kid, but I love myself more. It does get better as they get older, especially high school, I hear. But even 10 to 12, when they can be home alone, public schools and TVs are godsend. My daughter doesn't want to be a mother. She sees how stressful and how much work. I don't want her to feel like a burden, but it's true having children is a death of a mother's life. Octopus, praying martyrs, and women, we die soon after we give birth. I wish my mother has been direct, but the joke is she died before she warned me. Getting pregnant is, to me, every time I do say it, once someone is pregnant, I'm like, God, I beg, let this person not die. Because the risk women, you kind of risk people to ourselves when it comes to childbirth and everything, is very high. That's when you see when they give birth and the year that the mother is alive and the baby is alive is a thing of joy, because the woman went through high risk. High risk. It can either be surgery, it can either be vaginal birth, anyone, whatever birth method, it's high risk. From that point you got pregnant, you've started suffering, your body is already changing, everything about you is changing, and you think it gets better. Then you give birth. Oh, when I give birth, I can't wait to get this pregnancy off my tummy. So when you give birth, you still, you go through postpartum, the old pain, the old thing, you breastfeed, you start taking care of the child, even if see, I remember this video I posted where this lady was like, she gets tired when she come back from work, but then she thinks that, well, thank God I don't have a child, because if I have a child, I will be tired when I come back from work and still face my child or my children. Her comment didn't end there. She went ahead to say, my daughter is 8. I explained how pregnancy works and how to avoid it. I told her there is a plan B. She got the joke. I told my daughter I will keep plan B in the house when she is 18 in the bathroom, so she doesn't have to ask or talk about if she can. But sometimes you just want to do things without talking, and plan B is about timing. So it needs to be there for her or a friend. I don't want to be in her way. I explain timing is important because it is easier to deal with when it's the size of rice or a blueberry instead of a strawberry. In the same breath, to tell me right away, because the sooner the easier, no question asked. I will not be mad. We go to the doctor, with her, but the sooner the better, because it is easier on the body. I said I would keep a bunch so she can give one to a friend because they are expensive and sometimes sold out because people need them. So we will keep them in the house. I feel like this is the best I can offer. Wow. 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 Someone said your daughter is so lucky to have you. You sound like an amazing mom. I think your idea of educating her and leaving a birth control and plan B for her to access are great ideas. I wish my mom had been that way with me growing up. You're great. My mother never discussed plan B with me. In fact, she never discussed sex with me. It's not normal. Okay, they've never discussed plan B with me. Never discussed birth control. It's not. It's not in conversation. So when I see mothers that are doing that, I'm like, wow, like wow. It makes your daughter to be very open to talk to you, because instead of talking to her friend first, she will want to come and talk to you first because she feels you will understand her. And that's just the goal. So Sunshine Palace says, no, you really ain't supposed to live like this. For millions and millions of years, long before we became Homo sapiens, we evolved in small groups of interrelated people that all cared for one another. In hunter-gatherer societies that still live like that, the ratio is around 7 adults to one child. 7 adults to one child. What this means is that there are more eyes on the child, more hugs to be had, more advice to be given, and more boundaries to be set. It also means that when parents get overwhelmed, there is always someone there to take over or give a break. And research shows a very strong correlation between the number of positive relationships with adults in childhood and mental health in adult years. Today, we are lucky if we have a partner, and extra lucky if we have access to one or two grandparents. We are set up to fail. We were never meant to do this alone. The saying, it takes a village, is to be taken quite literally. So your feelings, along with the feelings of most other regretful parents, are so understandable. And I'm sorry that you're in this impossible situation. I don't have a solution, unfortunately, except say that we need a new culture, new narratives, new values. How to get there, I don't know. Ivan, oh love, the first 3.5 years, 3.5 years of my kid's life were the hardest I've ever endured. I was so isolated, alone, and just so mentally and physically wrong out that I lost a ton of weight after pregnancy. I mean, I lost close to 20 pounds from my original pre-pregnancy weight in my kid's first 2 years of life. It's such a lonely and tiring existence. For all the love I have for my kid, at one point I wanted to give her up. When I think about that nowadays, I am just shocked at myself. I always thought the baby years were supposed to help you bond, when in fact I was miserable. I loved her, but I was miserable, like I was a prisoner. No freedom, tiring wherever I go, clingy and touched out, all the endless contribution but very little reward. I always say that I got PTSD from my kid, and this is coming from someone who had two younger sisters growing up, who I helped raise from birth. It's just not fun. So thank you for sticking around to this point. What is your take on this video? Kindly put your thought down comment section. For me, if you ask me, does motherhood get better? I would say you only get used to it. Maybe. You only get used to it. And yes, I'll agree with the last post. We're not supposed to do this alone. We're not supposed to be doing this alone. Yes, it takes a village, but when you look at it, there is no village. I've done a video about that whereby someone came out, I think a child free by choice woman was like, women have been lied to that it takes a village to raise a child, but where at the village? Like, the village is not there. You look around your left, you won't even see your family around. Someone will tell you, it's your child, you have to take care of your child. You're the one that gave birth to this child, you have to be the one that is going to be there. And then you look around, even the person that you had a child for, which is the child father, might not even be supportive or there to even, release your pain. Not all dads does that, but some do that. So when you look around, you won't even see the village and the people that you don't even expect, the random people that you might even meet online. Just like reading a book, as long as reading a book or listening to podcasts, or probably just having a WhatsApp group with mothers that feel the same way, they can just come out every morning and be like, you all see what happened yesterday night, blah blah blah, for you to even see someone to vent and rant to, makes you feel better and not overwhelmed. So when you look at people that don't understand why people will be regretful about children, you see that they have a lot of help around them. Probably they have like two elderly ones around them, they have their grandparents, they have so many people there to just, when you just look like this, they have someone there to be there with the child and everything. So most of them cannot really understand when someone says they are overwhelmed about motherhood. So I feel like when you have help around you, it gets better. Helps, not one, because sometimes you might have a help around you and you just feel better about the stress. But then if your child wants to be clingy with you, your child is going to be clingy with you no matter the help you get, or no matter the only help that is with you. But if you have more than one help, of course the child will know that, okay, if my mom doesn't have my time, my grandma will have my time, my auntie is there, this person is there. So if you are in the position of thinking that, okay, do I want to have a child, or do I want to stay child free, or you're saying, oh, I definitely want to have a child, like think about it and see that, are you having a child for yourself or for society? Or probably you are being pressured by your parents to be like, oh, I need a grandchild, you are my only child, so you have to bring a child for me. Are you being pressured because at the end of the day, this your grandparents, or this your parent might not be there to take care of the child that they are telling you that you should bring? Because once you bring out the child and you tell them, okay, now I have the child, take your child, they tell you, no, you have to raise the child because the child is your own. So the point of the whole thing is, don't have it if you're not ready for it. Don't have it because of you think it's right for you to have it. Have it because you genuinely can be alone taking care of the child and you're not going to feel overwhelmed about it. I feel like that is just my own take. But then I would like to hear from you all down in the comment section, and thank you all so much for sticking around to this point. Let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.